Now, the United Arab Emirates all set to officially lower the legal age of adulthood from 21 to 18, effective from June the 1st. Why they're doing this? What impact is that going to have? Well, questions we'll put to the founder of Ma'an Legacy and Legal Consultancy. Nazneen Abbas has been kind enough to join us live here on the show on a Monday morning. Nazneen, always lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Same to you. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So a bit of a legal shift here for the age of majority from 21 to 18. I suppose the first question has to be, why are the UAE doing this now?
I think one more feather in the cap. We are aligning with global standards, which is great and ever evolving. The laws keep evolving in the UAE, so I love it.
Practically, what will the impacts be of this move?
See, there are positives and negatives to any move, right? The positive bit is, yes, the young adults are going to have the financial, the power that they need. And the negative bit that I would look at is, exactly the same thing, is that the power, adulthood and financial understanding doesn't need to align. It doesn't come at the same age. Correct?
Yeah, I get that as well. And a lot of this is empowering young people to be in charge of their financial affairs. But would it also have an impact on legacy planning structures moving forward as well?
That's exactly what I was trying to say, that
Right.
empowering the youth is great, but then the seniors who are going to give them the wealth or pass on the wealth or the business structures, they need to align themselves also and revisit the structures, because not everybody is ready to, just because they've put the age of majority without really realizing what impact it would have had. Wills, for example, your insurance policies, for example, those are part of it. Like we just say on a will that I want everything divided, between my kids. And earlier we would think that at 21 they are able to handle the business shares and things. This is in the event that the bread earner or the patriarch is deceased and suddenly too much power too soon. So there is a negative impact on that. Or you revisit the wills and things like that, your structures, and put exactly the age you think, right? Will doesn't stop you saying that I would like this to go to them at the age of 21 or 24 or 28, because education is just continuing. People are going on and on for a much longer period. So we need to look at that. And the most important thing that always touches my heart is always the people of determination, the PODs. We need to look at those structures very intricately, because sometimes out of emotional, guilt and things like that, we just feel I want to leave everything to that child. And I want to make sure that I have, some of them have even made the mistake of writing off properties to those children. Correct? So when they are 18, and if you are no more, or even if they're 21 or later, there are guardianship certificates that have to be achieved.
Impact on insurances as well. Is this shift going to affect insurances and the way that insurance are written?
Definitely, especially life insurance. Keep an eye on how you have written down your beneficiaries.
Okay.
Right? Because without thinking, most of us say that 100% to my spouse, and if not surviving, then to my kids, right? And if the kids are under 18, most of the international companies have held on the money until they're 18, right? Most of the international, but the local ones could hold on till 21. So again, make sure that you've written a guardian if you want them to have the money earlier. Right? So if it's under 18, just make sure that either your will or in your policy also, you make sure that you write the beneficiaries accordingly. That if they're under 18, or are you comfortable with them having $1 million or a couple of $1 million or whatever your insurance amount is. So you've got to think each family, each child is different. So you've got to think properly, and even on medical insurance. Too soon to say what the impact would be, but medical insurance now, until 18, 19, they would go under the family plans. We could get the family group discounts. The corporates would be able to, that you cover yourself and your family and your kids. Now, they may not. So, I wouldn't know exactly which company, which insurance company is going to make some changes.
Interesting, yeah. So worth reaching out to the insurance companies to see what the changes will be there. You touched on, the sort of the legacy planning as well. Again, is this going to impact on real estate transactions, estate transactions, and exposure or not?
It will, because in the legacy planning structures that we do, if suppose you have put, you're giving all your real estate and put them into foundations. So directly there may not be anything, but only upon, if something were to happen to you, most of the people who are running these foundations have put everything into council members. And the council members then have control to run this thing. So under 18, by the time they reach 18, are they ready? So what we need to do is make sure the age is mentioned properly in your structures. If you feel that I don't want them to be taking decisions on the council members should not be taking decisions on the bank accounts, all the entire wealth. I don't want to rush through this. Sorry, but we'll have to rush through this because this subject is quite deep. And for that, we'll have to talk again. We will
definitely talk again, that's for sure. What's your sort of take on cross-border tax exposure as well? Because financial planning is all good and well, financial giving children a better understanding of finance, but do they have that full understanding of tax and tax exposure as well?
The tax exposure is where I've seen that the children, they've gone abroad either to study and they've got a PR and they don't realize that if they inherited all this amount, right, what is the exposure they are going to hit? And I've had children come to me and say, I wish they had not left us all this because this has become a burden for us. It's like a bone stuck in our throat.
Yeah.
Now we don't know what to do because, proper tax planning, proper revisiting the structures. Let me stop at that. It really 3 years doesn't make a difference, but make sure you know what you're writing. Don't just write age of majority. Have proper understanding of your financial structures. Don't leave the kids. There will be one hell of a lot of money that you could lose if you haven't tax optimized, your structures.
And just in terms of, we're talking a lot about how, given the rights of young people to manage their financial affairs, are the banks ready for this as well? From what you're hearing, have they sort of been given enough time to prepare themselves for this change?
I haven't heard that, but the banks would be very happy. One more account to open, and no, sort of restrictions coming from the younger ones because just too excited to have a credit card and to be given, access to the funds, and where sometimes you have opened joint bank accounts with the parents, right? Now, if something were to happen and we haven't put in the structures in place, if the child is already 18, 50%, if you put the two of you, like say mother and child put in, 50% would be attached upon the demise even of the mother, right? So again, just need to look at things.
Nazneen, got to leave it there. But as you say, this is going to be an interesting change. It all happens on June the 1st. Can't thank you enough. We will definitely have you back in to talk more about this one because we have just scratched the surface really here. Nazneen Abbas, founder of Man Legacy and Legal Consultancy, joining us live on the Business Breakfast.